All right, awesome. Well, first off, glad to have you guys in. Really excited to meet you. So go ahead and introduce all yourselves.
I'm David. I play bass and sing.
I'm Steven. I play drums.
And I'm Austin McCumbee, and I play guitar and sing.
And this is Dash from Wilmington. How did you guys all meet and get together as a band?
Well, Austin and I, the guitarist, have been friends for a while before the project, and we played music, just jamming out. And then Steven and I actually used to play in an old band called Bella Vita back in the day, way back in the day. And him and Austin were really good friends, so we all got together.
Yeah, Josh was actually in another band and at the time, and he just showed me some of his ideas for this new music, and I was just like, well, we need to be playing this stuff. It's way better. And so we just kind of started talking about it, and it was more of a kind of foreign idea, and then we started playing, and it just kind of developed from there.
So what was the music in your previous bands like? Did you guys bring the influences from that in and just kind of mold them together? Is it more of a unified idea?
Yeah, it's weird. I've grown up playing jazz all my life, and gospel, and the bands that I used to play in, some are folky, other ones are indie rock, so some influence. But I guess really as far as the writing process for our music, I just try to have fun. I just wanted to make music that I'd want to listen to and enjoy that. We would also write I'd also have jazz songs and little Motown songs that I would just play with too. And there's a little bit of everything. But I eventually stuck with this one genre that I feel I really love and enjoy composing solid music.
I definitely say too that, especially up until this point, overall, Josh is definitely the brainchild, or excuse me, David or Josh, I would prefer. But he's definitely the brainchild behind Dash thus far, because he kind of came to us with, pretty much a whole album's worth of just music that he had pretty much completely written on his computer, drums, guitars, everything. And so then we kind of learned it. But now that we've started, and we've only played this Friday will be our third show ever. But now that we're starting to write and play more, we're in practice. We're starting to exactly, yeah, and each contribute our own musical backgrounds and everything.
I would say for sure it's not anything I've ever done before or any of us have ever done before. I think there's definitely influences, but overall I think it's just a new and kind of unique sound for all of us, which is really cool because we're getting for the first time to really explore this new genre of electronic music, and
it's super fun.
Yeah, it's just a blast. It's just different. You don't play a show and people just stand there and kind of watch you play. They get involved. I know for this show on Friday, we're having glow bracelets where people can actually be a part of the light show, and trying to include people as part of the show is what makes it really fun for the music and everything. So.
I also feel composing for this type of music, there's no boundaries, and that's really what I liked about it. The sonic palette is endless. You can make endless possibilities with electronic music as far as the sounds you can get from the synths, and I just really liked how there were barely any boundaries in that, and I could just be as creative as I wanted.
Right, so is it mostly analog stuff, or are you doing most of this composition on the computer before you brought it to?
Well, we have some analog stuff, very limited. We want to get some more analog gear just because I love that analog sound, that warm sound. You can't beat it. Right now we're using a program called Logic Pro, and we'll use different software synths from Sunneth and Massive and stuff like that to come up with a lot of our demos. And we want to eventually get some analog gear. I'd love to.
Awesome. So do you see a little bit of jazz coming into this in the future?
I don't know. Jazz has definitely helped me write. As far as composing, improvising in jazz, and just really allowed me to play what I feel. And so whenever I compose the music, I really obviously don't play jazz licks or anything like that, but I'll express myself through this genre. So it's definitely helped. We might have Maybe. I'm not
I
sure.
don't-
I would say-
I'd have to play around with it and see how it fits, but
Yeah, I would say one thing though that I can see the jazz influence with his writing is like everything. The beats are pretty complicated. It's very technical. He'll pitch an idea or whatever, and we'll kind of play along with it and realize that at different parts it's just off by like one beat here or there, and it's just like that complicated thing. But it's really great. But I would say that's probably where some of that.
I don't think you'll ever listen to the music though and ever think jazz at all.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
common person won't be able to
Yeah.
tell, but there may be subtle influences. But
So have you guys been working on a lot of new stuff lately? Are you guys working
Yeah.
on some new release?
yeah, we're actually playing 2 new songs at this upcoming show, and we have about 8 songs that we know and play, so almost have enough material for a full-length album. We want to get back in the studio after this show, and Hemisphere's recording this awesome guy, James Lugo, has been such a great influence for us, and has really helped us out in the studio recording-wise. And we want to get back and do an EP, and then do a CD release show for that, and then after that go back and do a full-length album, hopefully sometime in 2013.
So you said this is going to be your 3rd, 4th show coming up?
yeah,
Yeah,
third show.
It's really new.
So
to
wait,
a
this
lot
is
of
the
people.
2nd in Raleigh, so what, you guys played in Wilmington?
Yes.
Yeah, we played. Our first show was in Wilmington at the Soapbox.
We're actually able to play with Rio Bravo. We were able to get on the bill with them at
Yeah.
the last minute and
yeah,
everything.
and actually, Hey Rocket also played that show too.
South Carolina, right?
Yeah,
We're hoping to get a show with them coming up early in October in Charleston. Which is really good.
That's awesome. Yeah, Charleston has some really sweet venue stuff.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
really
great place.
we're also playing a day party at Hopscotch on Thursday, September 6th, I believe.
Yes, at White Collar Crime. That's
Yes.
for WKNC and UNCG's radio WAG. Trioscapes is playing that too, which
Yep, I heard
interestingly
them, yeah,
enough,
they're jazz.
the jazz
yeah.
fusion
They're
jazz thing,
awesome.
like
Oh,
the bass
man.
player
Yeah.
from Between the Buried and Me. I was just,
Oh,
this is
God.
absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Look,
Perfect. Jazz is coming back, man, in a whole new way.
we got this electro jazz thing going on. So, what would you say? I've heard your influences for previous music. What'd you say are your biggest influences for the sound that you're creating with Dash? Like, are you bringing all of those aspects into it, or is there
Yeah.
a certain band that you're like, I like this sound, I want to go with something like this?
Yeah, I used to be obsessed with Phoenix. My friend is in a band. I'm sure you guys heard of him, Little Love Language. And he got whenever they they opened up for them at I believe it was in the Cocoa Booth Amphitheater, and he got me and a couple of friends some backstage passes, and so we got to meet Phoenix, and then I saw them play live, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. I think that's really where I started to start playing and like composing electronic music, is like after seeing them play live and just how fun their show was, I was like, I want to do that. And since then, we've listened to a lot of like Passion Pit and Phanogram. I love Phanogram. Me and Austin got to see them at Cat's Cradle last year, it was an incredible show.
It was, yeah.
So they've all influenced us as far as songwriting, and also our live show, just seeing like what they're doing live and how they interact with the crowd and everything has really been helpful to see.
Everything from their music to their stage presence to the lighting show that they bring. The great thing about electronic music is it's kind of like an experience. You have the lights and all the other aspects of the music, and that's been really cool with Phanogram. And I got to see Two Door Cinema Club at Cat's Cradle this summer, and just some of those other electronic music bands have been really big influence.
So is that like the ultimate goal? Like get yourself to have like a live show? Like,
Yeah, definitely. And this show will be a good milestone for that, because we're gonna have lights, and we've rented lights and a lighting guy, and some other aspects, some other surprises we have. So
that'll be awesome. So yeah, King's Barcade, Friday, August 24th. You guys are playing with
Hey Rocco and Rio Bravo.
Sweet. It's gonna be wonderful. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.